Good morning. Happy Thursday. It's time to get real. All right, so today we are talking about muscle versus fat, one of my very all-time favorite subjects. It's such a favorite subject of mine that I am like going totally rogue and not even having a script. I'm keeping it so real right now. Because muscle versus fat is something that I've talked about for a really long time. And I'm going to tell you some things and then I'm going to show you some things. Because there is this misconception out there that muscle weighs more than fat. And on one of the videos that I did, I already talked about muscle does not weigh more than fat. We're going to go a little bit more in depth today. So what do I mean by that? Muscle does not weigh more than fat. Well, if you have 1 pound of muscle and 1 pound of fat, which weighs more? They both weigh a pound, okay? It's not a trick question. So, the best description I can give you to show you that muscle doesn't weigh more than fat, that is actually just denser than fat, okay? So muscle doesn't weigh more, it's just denser. So what does that mean? That means 1 pound of muscle is going to be denser or smaller than, or take up less space or have less mass than 1 pound of fat. So my example here, softball, 1 pound of fat. Baseball, 1 pound of muscle. Now just based on visuals, for those of us that are trying to lose weight, would we really care if we lost weight necessarily? So would we care if the number was different if we were smaller? If we were 135 pounds, but we could be still 135 pounds and be smaller than we are right now, take up less space in the universe, take up less space in our clothes, take up less space, in an airplane seat, take up less space and have the seatbelt fit better, take up less space and have the that safety bar that comes down on the roller coasters. If we could take up less space in the world than we do right now, would you care what you weigh? Your answer should be no. Okay, all things considered, all things equal. If you weighed 135 pounds of fat, you'd be bigger. If you weighed 135 pounds of muscle, you'd be smaller. Okay, so that's the difference between fat. Muscle takes up less space. Now let's take a container. Let's say your jeans. Okay, so let's take your jeans. I don't care what size they are. Let's just say they're a size 10. Okay, your size 10 jeans. If you've got muscle, a lot of small little baseballs of muscle, you are going to be able to fit more baseballs in the jeans, in the same pair of size 10 jeans, than you are the fat. The bigger, the softball. So you're going to be able to fit more baseballs, more small muscle in a size 10 pair of jeans than you are softballs or big or fat in a size 10 pair of jeans. So now, I'm just throwing some numbers out there. If you can fit 15 baseballs in a size 10 pair of jeans and they're each 1 pound, that means you've got 15 pounds of muscle in the size 10 pair of jeans. If you can only fit 10 softballs in a size 10 pair of jeans and they're still 1 pound, then you have 10 pounds of fat in the size 10 pair of jeans. Do you understand that? You can fit more baseballs, so you have more pounds in a size 10 pair of jeans than if you had the equal amount of space, you could fit less softballs. So that's where that conception or that concept comes that muscle weighs more than fat. No, you just can fit more muscle in the same container. So you have more of it, but it's still taking up the same space, or actually less. So what I need you to do right now is stop thinking in terms that muscle weighs more than fat and muscle is bad. Because muscle being denser than fat, being smaller than fat, is good. And for our purposes, for those of us who are trying to lose weight, maybe, for those of us who want to be stronger, for those of us who want to fit into our clothes better, for those of us that don't want our softballs, our fat, spilling out over our jeans or having the flap, you know, on your arm as you wave, you want muscle. Muscle is small, compact, and firm. So think about the words that you use to describe muscle. Strong, small, compact, firm. I want those words to describe me. Think about the words that you would use to describe fat. Sloppy, flabby, big, and chunky. I do not want those words to describe me. So, muscle is good. Muscle is good. So I think I've made my point there. Okay, muscle is good. Muscle does not weigh more, it's denser, and muscle is good to have because it looks good in jeans. Okay, so now that we've got that out of the way, how do you build muscle? All right, so you get on the scale and you've started this diet plan, and let's just say it's Weight Watchers because I used to work there. I used to hear this all the time. I gained a pound and I started walking last week. Could that be muscle? Do you think I gained muscle? My answer is no. No, you did not gain muscle. Chances are very good, almost 100%, that from walking 10 minutes a day, you did not gain enough muscle in order to reflect on the scale. So as you are losing weight, if it's been decided that you have enough weight on your body, enough fat on your body that you actually need to lose some of it, chances are that when you're eating better and exercising, you're losing more fat than you are gaining muscle. So you're still going to see a loss overall on the scale. But there does come a time when you will build muscle. If you get to a healthy weight, if you've lost as much fat as your body needs to lose, and you're working out enough to support muscle growth, there is definitely a chance sometime in your future, near or far, that you could gain enough muscle to reflect a gain on the scale. And so initially, that's probably not going to happen. But eventually, if you stay dedicated enough to working out and to doing strength training, the strength training needed in order to gain muscle, and I'm talking like 6 days a week, people. All right, so we're talking a lot of weight-bearing exercise. It will take consistently to gain muscle. If you get to a point where you're at a healthy weight and you are continuing on with that kind of fitness, then yeah, there might be a time where you gain enough muscle to reflect on the scale. How will you know that? I only have one answer for you. Get a body scan. All right, so that is the only way that you are going to know if what you're gaining is muscle, is fat, or is water. So if you're having a question, if you're out there thinking, I don't know, maybe I am gaining muscle. Maybe, my clothes are fitting better. I feel stronger. I look better, but that scale just isn't budging. Then I might recommend going to get a body scan of some sort. Now I'm going to tell you what I've done. I'm going to show you some comparisons in my own personal body and numbers, and then I'll tell you where I've gotten my scans before, and then I might encourage you to do the same thing. Okay, so I want to show you a picture of when I first started CrossFit, and maybe you've seen this, I don't know, but so can we see that? Yes. So I was thin, okay? I weighed, is this upside down? No, it's right side up. All right, so if you look at the very top there, I weighed 119 pounds when I first started CrossFit, okay? I don't think I look bad. I look skinny, I think. I think I look pretty thin. You guys, look at my arms, okay? All right, look at them now. Look at them there. Okay, so I think I was thin. I was skinny. I weighed 119 pounds. I'm 5'2". And then I had, since we're talking about body fat, my body fat percentage was 24.8%. So let's just round up and say 25. Okay, so let's just say I was 120 pounds with 25% body fat. And For women, you want your body fat percentage to be roughly between 18 and 28%. And for men, you want your body fat percentage to be between 10 and 20%. Okay, so just to throw some numbers out there. Now, let's fast forward. So that's when I first started CrossFit. So I would say that that was when I was about 38 or 39. And let's fast forward to when I was 43. So this was when I was at my fittest, my very fittest. And what I consider fit was the most shredded, the most muscular, was at the lowest body fat percentage, and was the healthiest overall in terms of the way I was eating and the way I was working out. And so the picture on my Get Real with Dawn Lefevre Facebook page of me sitting in the restaurant, or I think it was outside, and I'm going like this and there's muscles everywhere, that's at this point in my life when I was 43. So that's 4 years ago. And obviously, I'm still 5'2". I haven't shrunk yet. So I was 43 years old. I, at that time, weighed 126 pounds. So I was 7 pounds more than here. Okay, so I weighed on the scale 7 pounds more, but I was at 17.8% body fat. So I had lost 7% body fat. So I dropped 7% body fat, but weighed more. And so that is the importance, in a nutshell, of muscle versus fat. Okay, so I am encouraging you to not care what the scale says. I am encouraging you to go and get a body scan, a baseline body scan, and then work out, eat healthy, and see how much body fat percentage you lose and how much muscle you gain overall, to see if what you're doing is working for you. Now you have to find a balance. Okay, so let's talk about the balance for a minute. Here, this was probably 100% carb diet. I was probably eating popcorn, baked potatoes, and, diet pop. I think that really was what I was eating. Pretty thin, but I was like skinny fat. You know what I mean? Here, I was eating fruits and vegetables, tons of lean protein. I was eating, a decent amount, and working out a lot, probably 2 to 3 times a day. So here, my body fat in pounds. So at 126 pounds, 24 pounds of it was fat. 24 pounds was fat, which again translated into a 17.8% body fat percentage. So that was at 43. Now let's fast forward to now. So the most recent scan that I have right now was from July, when I was almost 47. So almost 4 years later. And I weighed 136 pounds. So I'm 136 pounds right now. And like I said, well, this was in July. So on this scan, I'm 10 pounds more. I weigh 10 pounds more than I was on this scan. I weigh, I should have done the math beforehand. So let's just say 136. So that's 16. Could that even be right? Yeah. Wait, you guys, what's 119? What's 120? 120 to 136, 17 pounds. So, all right. So from here to here, I weigh 17 pounds more than I did when I first started CrossFit. I weigh 17 pounds more. However, remember how I used to be 25% body fat? On this scan right here, I'm 22% body fat. So 22% body fat is a little higher than I like to be, I'm not gonna lie, but it's been a really fun summer. So what else? So I am still here, 3% less body fat at 17 pounds more in body weight than I was when I first started. And why is that? Because I've gained so much muscle. Now the muscle I gained between I know I'm throwing some numbers at you, but I love numbers. So the muscle I gained between my middle scale, my lowest body fat percentage, my lowest ever body fat percentage of that 17.8 to this 22 right now, okay? The weight that I gained, which was roughly 10 pounds, 2 of it, I think, was muscle. Let me look here. So 24 to 31, 7 pounds of it, 7 pounds of it was fat, 2 pounds of it was muscle, and a pound of it was water. So I know where that, I know where all that weight came from. Here's still another thing, you guys. Remember how I said that you can be between 18 and 28% body fat if you're a woman and still be, you know, healthy? 22%. I'm right in the middle of 18 to 28%. I'm golden. On these scans, which I'll tell you a little bit more about in a minute, up here it gives you a recommendation as to how much muscle you should gain and how much fat you should lose. My recommendation at 22% body fat is to lose 0 pounds of body fat and to gain 0 pounds of muscle. My recommendation at 17% body fat was to lose 0 pounds of body fat and gain 0 pounds of muscle. So you guys, we have a broad range, okay? Did I feel better here at less body fat than here? I look better, I'll tell you that. Did I feel better? I felt stronger, but I don't know if better is the word, because I don't know that I could have sustained that level of commitment long term. Do you understand what I'm saying? I don't know that I could have never had a donut and never had a glass of wine and never, you know, had a nacho or a piece of pizza again in my whole entire life, which for me, getting to that level of 17% body fat, that's what it took for me. Okay. I'd like to be right around 19 or 20% body fat. That's where I feel the most comfortable. 22% is a little high for me. So I'm on the downward spiral now, cleaning up the diet a little bit, but still, you guys, there's such this broad spectrum. You don't have to be perfect. You have to be healthy. And there are a lot of factors that go into that. Not just how much you weigh. You guys, it's not just how much you weigh. It's how you look to yourself. It's how you feel about yourself. It's how your clothes fit. It's what the numbers say, okay? It's how happy you are with the level of strictness, if you will, that you have to have with your diet. It's, do you have enough energy to keep yourself going throughout the day? It's all of these other things besides just that weight on the scale. So please, please, please do not be afraid of gaining muscle. Do not be afraid of working out. Do not be afraid of becoming denser or smaller, okay? Now, I do take up more space in the world than I did here, but I'll tell you what, I can also deadlift a whole heck of a lot more. I can push jerk a whole heck of a lot more. Hi guys, Jillian and Nolan just walked in. You guys can come through. I'm finishing up really quick though. Okay. All right, really quick thoughts. You guys are gonna be my first celebrity. Stop. Nolan, come on camera. Everybody say hi. So guys, I'm talking about muscle versus fat. Do you guys have any thoughts on muscle versus fat?
I gained some fat over.
Nolan says I gained some fat.
So did I.
Okay. Why, did you guys get a scan today?
No, from the nutritional challenge.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, I went from 5% body fat to like 5.5%.
Oh my God, Nolan went from 5% to 10% body fat. So now he's at the lowest range that's normal for guys. Oh God, Nolan. However, would you guys, if you had to, would you want to have more muscle or more fat?
More muscle. But more fat for strength.
Well,
More for powerlifting, more fat. For like,
You're confusing.
right now,
You're confusing them, Nolan.
No, I'm saying
you're confusing them.
No,
okay,
right
stop talking.
Okay.
All right. Here's my next question. If you could weigh 100, like, what do you usually weigh? Like 170?
175, 180.
Okay, if you could weigh 175 and be more muscle, or weigh 170 and be more fat? Which would you rather be?
175.
175 and be more muscle. That's what I was going for.
Yes, that's.
You are dismissed. Jillian, do you have any last comments about muscle versus fat? Would you rather have more muscle or more fat?
More muscle.
More muscle. Okay. All right. You guys are dismissed. All right. That was a little impromptu opinion from two kids that work out and are actually very concerned about staying fit and healthy. Okay. But I guess the point is, it's not all about what you weigh. It's really about how you look, how you feel, and your performance, and then being healthy overall. Okay. So just know that it is going to take some work to put that muscle on, but muscle burns fat. Muscle burns calories just by sitting there. Muscle will do so much more for you than fat ever will. Fat just sits there and looks ugly and is all dimply and is all flabby. All right. So if you want a body scan, so body scans, let me tell you, they will tell you how much you weigh, how much water, how much of your body weight is water, how much is fat, how much is muscle. It will tell you what your body fat percentage is. It will tell you what your body mass index is. It will tell you the symmetry and development between your limbs, like your right arm, left arm, right leg, left leg, how much muscular development you have in your trunk, anything that isn't an arm or a leg. It will tell you how much fat you need to lose, how much muscle you need to gain. It will give you your fat distribution between your limbs. It will tell you how many calories you need to eat just to survive if you didn't do anything but lay on the ground. That's called BMR, your basal metabolic rate. It will tell you your visceral fat level, so the fat that surrounds the organs in your abdomen. It will tell you, it will give you an extracellular water versus total body water analysis, and it will create a history for you. So I highly recommend that if you're concerned with the number on the scale, or if you're trying to gain muscle, or if you're even, some of us out there are trying to gain weight, you know what I mean? Fat, muscle overall. Some of us are just too thin, if you will. If you're trying to lose weight and you want to make sure that you're losing the right kind of weight, and that you're eating a diet to support fat loss and not muscle loss, we don't want to lose any of the muscle that we have, then I really highly recommend getting a body scan. So most of you guys know that I was at FG Fit. That's the CrossFit gym in Elmont. So they have InBody 570 scanner there. If you want one, go ahead and contact them. Eileen Zimmerman. Eileen, if you're watching this, I know Eileen has access to an InBody scanner. Maybe Eileen, drop your contact info in the description or in the comments of this video. And then the last scan I got was at the gym, the Tank Fitness up in Lapeer. So they have one there occasionally. It's not always there. So there are, and if you know of one somewhere, maybe, I don't know, if you have a gym, if you go to a gym that has one that you have access to, take advantage of it, you guys. Take advantage of it. Let's sum this up. Thoughts. I don't care how much you weigh. I do care how much muscle you have. Okay. I do care about how you feel about yourself. I do care about how you look. I do care about what your body is used for. You know, what are you using your body for? Your body is not meant just to look good in clothes. Your body is meant to be able to carry in all the groceries, or, get up off the floor if you need to, or, help somebody else up off the floor if you need to. These are all things we have to keep our body ready and able for. And having enough muscle is very, very important. Okay. So I hope that actually just gave you some thoughts about muscle versus fat. And it really takes away that myth that muscle weighs more than fat. Okay. So what do I want your action step to be for today? I want you to go find a place to get a scan. Okay, I really do. It is such great information, and it will tell you exactly how much fat you need to lose and how much muscle you need to gain. So I think it is really invaluable information. It'll make you look at your body so much differently. Okay, so go do that, and then as always, like, follow, share, subscribe, and then tune in tomorrow. I think we're talking tomorrow about discipline. Okay, so about having enough discipline to achieve success. So thanks for tuning in. Hope you have a great, great day. Going to work out. See you later. Peace.